Hello, friends. You are watching the Cowboys Report, provided by Kashiyama, the smart tailor. Time now for grades. Cowboys and the Lions. Break things down here. Offense, defense, some players and coaches as well. We'll begin with the offense because things went pretty well for the offense in this one here. I was very pleased by the offense. I give them an A. Not quite flawless. There were some issues, some play calls maybe that weren't the best, the worst, but in the end, can you argue too much with the results? Now, process matters, make no mistake. But if your process leads you to 35 points, 510 yards, 434 of which came through the air, I think that the process ends up being pretty good there. I'm going to give it an A. I liked a lot of what I saw from the Cowboys. We'll talk about Zeke. We'll talk about the ground game as well. But I was pleased by the Cowboys' offense in this one. They did well. So everyone in the comments, some of you are already doing it, grade the Cowboys' offense. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you guys think. I was pleased by it. I thought it was sharp. I thought it was efficient. I really, more about this coming up, I like the play calling. I think that was a big deal for the Cowboys. I see lots of A's coming in. I completely agree. A couple of B's, but I'm not going to complain about 35 points. The defense, meanwhile, just give them a D. That was not good enough. This is a bad Lions team, guys. At least this currently constructed Lions team. Their quarterback is Jeff Driscoll, who wasn't even good enough to make the Bengals. They let him go after this year. Their running back is Bo Scarborough, who I know you guys loved him. He's on team like number 4 right now. All right? I'll let you guys in on a secret. Bo Scarborough's not that good. And the Cowboys' putrid run defense made him look competent, if not even better than Zeke. The Cowboys' defense was bad. I see lots of Ds. I see some Fs in there. That works too. This was a D for disappointing. The Cowboys' defense has got to be better. A couple of busted plays, a couple of mistakes, particularly against the run. The corners played well, but the overall defense has to be better. Good news, DeMarcus Lawrence, he's okay. That's a big sign there for the Cowboys. I was concerned after watching his neck bend down and go in. I was concerned about it. Special teams. Same thing every week. It's a D. You got Tony Pollard getting confused on really 2 returns. One was a disaster. One worked out pretty well. You had this terrible mistake of Michael Bennett jumping off sides. That's the big thing for me. Your return coverage continues to be, frankly, pretty mediocre. I mean, Jamal Agnew, 3 kick returns for 78 yards, had a 32-yard punt return. The defense is not, or the special teams is not good. That has got to change for the Cowboys. I have little faith in it as long as Quinn is in charge of that unit. Now, as we've promised, the giveaway for the custom-fitted suit from Kashiyama coming up at the end of the show. You are still eligible to enter. Go follow them on Instagram at Kashiyama Tailors. That is on Instagram at Kashiyama Tailors. And I'm only giving away the 1, but it can be 2 if we get to 3,700 followers. I know it's a big number. We got almost 500 live. I think we can get to it if everyone goes and does it. I'll give some shout-outs who recently followed during today's show. That's Nathan Yon, David Rittenhouse, Snep, and J.D. Eberling. Jose Jordan, you're also in there too. I've seen you in the comments. You're eligible to win there. So go follow on Instagram, all right, at Kashiyama Tailors. 3,700 followers. We will give away a second free suit if we make that. The winner coming up, by the way, regardless, at the end of today's show. Jason Garrett, meanwhile, he's next up here. Look, it's tough for me to complain too much about this. Like, if we're going to rightfully give Garrett blame when the Cowboys lose, we should give him blame or credit when they win. B- for me. It wasn't great. Once again, and it's easier said than done, another week, another slow start. It's getting frustrating. It's always the same thing. But I will give Garrett credit here because if we're blaming Jason Garrett for the play calling being bad, we need to give him some of it as well when the Cowboys win. And the offensive mindset, which I still believe is a top-down mentality from Garrett to Moore down to the rest of the team, it was better. It was much better this week, much more aggressive. Let's give Garrett some credit there. It would be maybe a B+ if the starts were better and the defense wasn't a disaster. Special teams was better. But you get the win. Wasn't pretty. I'm going to give him a B-. With that in mind, of course, what do you guys want? What should the Cowboys do with Jason Garrett? FG for fire him, KG for keep. Some of you say C for clapping. Okay, I'm not going to argue too much there with that one. In the end, this game does not change my mindset on Garrett. He better make a pretty incredible playoff run, or else the answer, as everyone's saying, is indeed FG. All right, Kellen Moore next up here. I was very pleased. I'm giving this one an A. There were still some second down runs that I don't like, some nitpicky stuff here overall, but the mindset was better. Kellen Moore, they slung the football. 434 yards, 10 of which was negated because of a sack, 444 for Dak Prescott. Things were great. I was very pleased by the play calling, some nitpicky stuff here or there, but I'm happy with it. They utilized Tony Pollard, finally. They used a little bit more of Blake Jarwin. And I love in particular the cojones, if you will, to run that second down play to end the game. I love that play call. They've done it before. You run the play action. Everybody in the stadium bites on Zeke because you're just trying to kill clock, right? You run that play action. Dak rolls out. He either throws it to Blake Jarwin or he runs forward for whatever he can, lets the clock runner make Detroit call a timeout. The play action was back. I liked it a lot for the Cowboys. I give it an A. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Actually, some A's and B's. That's fine with me. All right, Rain Dakota Prescott. This one's a no-brainer. The easiest grade I've ever given out. A+. That might have been the best game I've seen Dak Prescott play. Which is what I said last week, too, was even better this time around. 29 of 46 for 4, 4, 4, and 3 scores. Dak was dealing. Was every throw perfect? No, of course not. If you're expecting perfection on every single throw, you need to adjust your expectations. That was pretty damn close to being a flawless showing from Dak Prescott. It's an easy A+. Some of you wanted me to give him an A+ last week. Well, here you go. A+ winner, or A+ game from Dak Prescott. I'm very, very impressed. Now, Zeke Elliott, meanwhile. Many of you asking about him. I'm going to give him a C. I liked him in the passing game. Had that nice catch, speaking of C's, for a touchdown. But, look, there are some issues here, man. I don't have a great feel for what exactly it is. If it was simple, Zeke and the Cowboys would have figured it out. Overall, 16 carries, just 45 yards, a long of 8. The explosive plays are simply not there for Elliott right now. But 2 touchdowns, a really great catch on the screen, by the way, that went for a touchdown, and nice vision there to get in the end zone. The fumble was a big red flag that really pulls down the grade for me, but you just want a little bit more from Zeke. But then again, you can't complain too much when the offense is clicking so well through the air. All right, Tony Pollard next up here. They freed Pollard, and good things happen. A grade for Tony Pollard. I like the way they use him. Get him in space. If you're not going to run a screen for him, run that little push pass. And it worked really well for the Cowboys in this one. 4 targets, 4 catches, 44 yards, and 1 touchdown. That is how the Cowboys should use Tony Pollard. Now, it's never going to be the 30 snaps or whatever the Cowboys claimed it was going to be. That was insane to think about. But freeing Tony Pollard just means getting him off the sidelines. Use him a little bit. And if you agree, type 1 for yes, 2 for no. The Cowboys, I think, used Pollard in the proper way, and it paid dividends. Couple of nice plays. He's dynamic in space. Use that. The Prune says Pollard is a very poor man's Felix Jones. What if Pollard just is Felix Jones? If you were to use him in the same way you use Felix Jones, I would think the numbers could be similar. Now, usage-wise, yes, he is a poor man's Felix Jones, but I think that's a good comparison for Pollard and how he should be used in this Cowboys offense. All right, passing game stuff now. Michael Gallup. You mentioned him earlier on. You guys asked about him. It's kind of a no-brainer for me. Also in A. Really impressed by the game from Gallup. Was very effective through the air. Was the number 1 target for Dak Prescott with Amari Cooper banged up and limited with his variety of injury issues at this point. 13 targets, 9 catches, 148 yards. John Sparks says Tony Pollard equals Tony Dorsett. Let's pump the brakes there, guys. 1 game. Let's not start calling him Tony Dorsett quite yet, but Gallup, easy A for me in this one. Now, I bet on the Cowboys to win. It's chatsports.com/bet. That promo code Cowboys120. We were pretty close there in the end result on that spread. It was a 7.5-point spread. You guys saw the end result in this one. Went all the way down to the wire. They covered. I bet on them to cover. 2-point try. Thank you, Detroit, for going for it. Not getting it. 35-27 was the final score in this one. You can bet on games as well. It's chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. The other receiver, Randall Cobb, who, if you just look at the raw box score numbers, which don't feature drops, he was great, but drops are a factor. A- in this one. 2 just lapses from Randall Cobb. Otherwise, great showing from Cobb. He held on to the one pass he probably shouldn't have caught, that touchdown where he got lit up on. Overall, it was a good showing for Cobb. I see a lot of B's, B pluses. We're not that far off. I wouldn't argue too much against that there. 4 catches, 115 yards. The 2 drops were bad, but that touchdown catch was a big deal for me. The overall stats here for your receiving leaders, Amari Cooper was not himself. Clearly banged up, only 3 for 38, but Gallup and Cobb, they step up while Cooper was banged up, and it ends up working out just fine in the end here. Yes, he made some mistakes, Cobb did, but if you had told me, hey, he's going to have a couple drops, but also 4 catches for 115 yards and a great touchdown catch, I'd probably be okay with it in the end. Now, if you guys aren't already, do us a favor and subscribe to us here on YouTube. We do grades, these live reactions, highlights, film studies, news, mailbags, rumors, everything you want on the Dallas Cowboys. We are the most watched Cowboys channel on YouTube. So join the growing movement. Be a part of Cowboys Nation here. It's youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, just hit that big red button. We got you covered here on all things Cowboys. Robert Quinn, he's next up here. I was impressed with Quinn. Not flawless, but I'm going to give him a B. Maybe you can even argue an A- if you want. I'm not going to argue too much about that. I was impressed by Quinn's play. He still has the juice off the edge. You love to see it. Had a great sack of Rick Wagner when, Wagner just kind of, forgot the ball was snapped. Overall, I was impressive. I thought he was impressed. I see B's, A-. I think we're all in the same area there. Good showing by Quinn. Our last one here, as we will spell Byron's name right in just a second here. Hold on. Byron Jones had a very strong game. The Lions' mindset is to not throw at him. So overall, I was impressed by Byron Jones, B+. Awuzie, I also thought played pretty well. The Cowboys secondary, the yards didn't really come to the receivers. They came to a variety of options there. The Cowboys, I thought, did a great job of slowing down, outside of the red zone, the Lions wide receiver core. Byron Jones does not get targeted. And that is a sign of respect. Kenny GOLLADAY, who has balled out this year, was completely shut down. Give credit to Byron, give credit for Awuzie too. 1 reception, 34 yards. Now, Marvin Jones did have 4 for 43 and 2, but those catches did not come against Byron Jones. One was against Darian Thompson, the other was against one of the safeties. I can't remember which one it ended up being, if it'll go against Thompson or Wilson, but the Lions' success through the air didn't come against Byron Jones. He might not make a lot of interceptions at all, or even that many pass breakups, but he doesn't allow catches. That's what matters to me. If you don't get beat, I can live with that. I'll hope other guys make plays on the ball, or you get sacks, or just force punts. It's okay in the end. So which defensive player impressed you the most in today's game? Let me know in the comments section. Maybe it was Byron Jones. Maybe it was Quinn. Malik Collins had one nice play to really help free up a Michael Bennett sack. Didn't think he was all that great besides it. Let me know in the comments section. Which defensive player impressed you guys the most? Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.